What's going on, guys? It's Robert Rowland, recording a podcast. I know it's been a little while. Um, I'm sitting in wonderful traffic right now, headed to another job site. So I've been sitting stationary for a little while, and I figured, why not go ahead and do a podcast really quick because it's been a little while since I recorded. One of the things I want to go ahead and talk about is what we face as narcissists, and what our feelings are. And us being narcissists, and I'm talking to narcissists, what we feel inside as we identify it, and what we go through while we're trying to recover and while we're dealing with these feelings and the realization that we are narcissists and all these other things. And while we go through this recovery, what we face inside, our feelings are really hard to really understand, and they're hard to really talk about sometimes, and they're hard to really put a finger on exactly what our emotions really are, and what they really mean. So through this podcast, I'm really going to be able to talk about from what I feel inside. Again, I'm no therapist. I'm not licensed in anything therapy-wise, but I can only kind of help you guys based on what I've experienced, what I'm experiencing inside. One of the biggest feelings that I noticed that I've felt and was feeling and still currently deal with inside myself through therapy and just through the recovery process is the mixture of emotions blended with besides the frustration and anger and hurt and just the limbo of up and down and uncertainty that we feel inside is the anxiety that we feel inside, and the depression that we feel inside once we're facing and once we're dealing with recovering through the narcissism. It is hard to really put a finger, for me at least, or to tell what the difference is between the two. I'm no doctor, so I don't really know what the difference is between being anxiety and depression. I've talked to my therapist about it, and their definition's always very professional and very doctor-like. But in layman's terms, to me, they seemed pretty similar always. So for me, the anxiety part was I would break out in cold sweats. I would shake when talking to my therapist, even or talking to my loved one about things, and coming clean to my loved ones about things that I've done and my behaviors over the past. The anxiety would keep me up at night about certain things from the past, and the anxiety of the uncertainty of what the future held just sometimes was overwhelming. But as a narcissist, guys, we have to remember that those feelings are only temporary feelings, and we have to stay focused and keep our focus on what our goal is and what we're trying to accomplish as narcissists. And as narcissists and in recovery, what we're trying to accomplish is we're trying to reprogram ourselves to become better and do better emotionally for ourselves and for the people around us. And what that takes us to go through a lot of mental and physical training to do things differently than what we have been doing to ourselves and the people around us. And as far as the depression goes, for me, the depression really kicked in once I realized, that I truly lost my loved one. That my loved one I've hurt so badly, that she was completely upset and lost hope and gave up on a future with me, and gave up hope that I could fix myself and what I've done wrong. And that sent me through a world of depression. And I believe, honestly, I probably was fighting depression and anxiety my whole life. I just never was really able to really identify it and put my finger on it and seek the help that I needed until now. Maybe it was because I was too ashamed, too prideful. Maybe, and those are traits of a narcissist, kind of, is pride, and all of those things. And, I think, that didn't help, of course, but now, now that I've gotten the help and things that I've needed, I was able to identify what my issues were, and seek, the help and deal and understand and cope better with the anxiety and depression that I was facing with on a daily basis. So, while we're doing these battles, guys, and dealing with these things on a daily basis through our recovery effort, I just want you all to know as to, and I've said this throughout the whole process, don't give up on yourself. I can tell you how many times I've had thoughts of just giving up on myself and, just ending it all, and just quitting. But at the end of the day, that wouldn't have really solved anything, and the problems would have still existed, and that would have been me running from what the problem was. And that's not real recovery. That the problem would have still existed regardless if I was there or not. So we're not really solving the issue if we run away from the issue. So the biggest thing, as far as what we're feeling internally, is as far as the anxiety and the depression is, we just need to face it. We need to just look at it head on and basically deal with it. Accept what it is. If there's medications out there, if you absolutely need medication, or help from the clinical aspect, if it's getting to a point where it's overwhelming, you can absolutely go to a doctor and say, hey, I'm having these feelings, and they're going to be more than happy to help you through whatever you're feeling via medicine. For me, I really didn't want to go that route because it just wasn't for me. And I don't think it was that extreme to the point where I needed medicine. But if it got to the point where I needed medicine, you could have bet your bottom dollar that I would have been in front of a doctor saying, hey, I need help dealing with these things. I'm on the verge of doing this, help. So, internally, as our feelings go through this process, narcissists, we just need to deal with our emotions head on and realize that these are natural feelings, and what we're going through inside is no different than any other person or any other people that they deal with on a daily basis. We're not any different than anyone else. And at the same token, we're not special from the aspect of our treatment and the way we have to deal with things isn't any different than any other person either. So the only difference is that we have this addiction that we're also dealing with as well. But One thing that my mother told me growing up, as we struggled growing up, was God gives His toughest battles to His strongest soldiers. And if you feel like you're going through a battle that is too tough, and this is just too much, and you can't get any better, and you're not seeing the results that you want, just stay focused and stay committed to this, because in the end, when it's all said and done, and you go through this battle and you overcome this problem, you're going to appreciate what you've accomplished so much more, because of the struggles that you went through, because of the mountains that you had to climb, because of all of these battles. And it's going to help you stay recovered, if that makes any sense. And it's going to keep you from falling back into your old ways, because of how much you had to press, and how much you had to fight for this recovery. No one ever said that repairing ourselves is going to be easy. It's definitely not been easy for me. I fight with it on a daily basis. But at the same token, I also realize that as time has gotten on, and as I've gone through this process, it has gotten a lot easier to deal with certain things. It's gotten a lot easier to identify my behaviors that I've done in the past, sitting back and thinking about things that I've done over the course of the years. I actually sit back and I'm like, you know what? I really screwed up when I did this, and I really was an idiot when I did that. Why did I do that? It was so much easier. If I had just done this, if I had just been honest about that, I wouldn't have had to deal with all this stuff, that came after that in proceeding forward. Now that I'm in recovery and going through the recovery process and fulfilling this recovery process, when I'm talking to people and when I'm dealing with things, it's a whole lot easier now to do the right thing and to say the right thing, because I know while speaking, while being my actions, all of these things, I actually think about the after effect before I do something wrong. And it just is natural now to do the right thing. And it's actually pretty beautiful and amazing that being how I was 7 months ago to how I am now, it's a complete different role and a complete different person. I still have my flaws, but I don't know many people that don't have many flaws. But it's a complete beautiful thing is to watch how much I've progressed over time, guys. And if I can do it, like I said, all of you guys can definitely do it. And whoever's dealing with this disorder and this addiction, we can definitely do it. Again, traffic still isn't moving. What is this guy doing? Sorry, that was a sidetrack. We just have to stay focused on what our intentions are, guys. Believe in ourselves and never give up. Hope and just fight through whatever battle we're fighting through, and continue pressing forward to achieve what we're trying to do, and that is ultimately become a better person. And definitely we can achieve that by committing ourselves to the recovery process. I believe in every single one of you. Even if I don't know you personally, I have noticed that I've gotten a bunch of people on YouTube now responding to the videos, which is awesome. I appreciate those responses. Again, it's Robert Rowland. I'll probably be recording another podcast here in a moment because traffic still isn't moving. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.